Okay, that's a verse and a chorus of Amos Lee's song Flower. Let's take a look at it. First thing I'll point out, capo at the 7th fret for the album version. And I've seen him play it with it on the 6th on some of the live versions that are out here on YouTube. So I want to mention that. And there's quite a few videos of him playing it live, but I couldn't tell exactly what he was doing everywhere. So a little bit, I just kind of had to take my best guess on what it sounded like, as well as watching. So you can watch them and see if you think it's a little bit different. But at any rate, I think I got it pretty close. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about the chords. One way to look at this is that these chords are D, F sharp minor, and G. So my heart is like a flower, blooms every hour. But he really he uses a lot of open strings in here, particularly on that second chord. But so let's look at the first one. Do a regular D, put this little finger down. I'm going to tell you something about the fingering here in a minute, but for right now, just look at it like this. The D, put the little finger down to make an F sharp. So you got this. Then lift the finger that's on this high E string. So you get this with that E string ringing out, as opposed to say just a regular D with the F sharp. Okay, before we go to the next chord, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. It looks like he frets this chord like this, with these 3 fingers. The problem for me with that was the next chord, you keep this finger down and you move these 2 fingers up here to catch these 2 strings. And that for me was like carpal tunnel syndrome city, with all my tendons in my wrist battling each other. In other words, it was uncomfortable for me to fret it that way. So I went ahead and did it this way, which you might think it's harder, but it might be easier on your wrist. But if you have larger hands, perhaps it's not even a problem. So anyway, I'm not going to fret it this way. But you'll notice if you watch him play it on the live ones that he's doing it. See, I can't even get up there. Okay, so anyway. That just comes into play on these first 2 chords. That's how I do it. He does it. Anyway, all right. All right, now let's look at the second chord. The second chord is sort of a F sharp minor, but you're just playing these 3 strings here, or he's only fretting these 3. Notice. Anyway, not to beat a dead horse there, but he leaves these, and then these others ring out. Instead of this, you get this. And so I fret it this way, and then I just pick this finger up, fret these 2. You're fretting at the 2nd fret, the 3rd and 2nd string, the G and the B, right there. And then this one's down here on F sharp, on the 4th string, 4th fret. And just to point it out, he just does that. He keeps this for his anchor finger, and he moves these 2 up there. I can't do that. All right. Then the next one is sort of like off of this G. If you do this sort of power chord G, then sometimes the guys doing electric will play it this way. And then leave this finger here, and then just fret this one here. You know, those 2 from the Okay, third fret, second string, second fret, fifth string. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this real quick. My heart is like a flower. Okay, and here's where the run comes in. The parts go. Alright, so you have these two fretted, and then you use this little finger to catch the third fret of the high E string. And then the next one, you bring this finger back, catch the second fret of that high E, and you just do that once, I believe. And then you hit, and then you lift it up and just. You'll get the strumming patterns if you listen to the song. So put all that together and you got it. Okay, I'll show you the intro in a little more detail, but first let's go ahead and go through the chorus, which the chorus is going to use the same chords with a little bit of a modification at the end, just a little bit of a. It's no big deal. Okay, I'm gonna da 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 da. Now instead of doing the part that goes. You just fret here at the third fret of the bass E, like you would normally with a G. And I don't think he frets down here. You can watch it. I just thought about that after I started making this video. He might. I don't know. So it sounds like this. Da 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 da. And let's keep going here because it's a little different on the last time through. Oh, let me point out here, if you're playing it like this makes a pretty nice little anchor finger to get back to this. Okay, now that I interrupted the flow of that. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Here we go. So there's just that little bass run. So you come off of this little G pretty quick, it seems like, anyway. And then back to that. Gonna be alright. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was just gonna say on the opening, a lot of times people want it to sound pretty close to what's on the record. So okay, this is what it sounds like to me. Couple of downstrokes, then a quick downstroke, or a third downstroke with a quick upstroke, and when you do that, you're going to this next chord, and so it's going to have the effect of a hammer-on. So it's like. And then you just do chunka chunka. Then you go to that G with just these two fretted and do the little run. Okay, there you have it. I hope I didn't forget anything, leave anything out, and hopefully you'll find it useful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll do what I can to answer.